Welcome back to Eye on New York. 3 months after Hurricane Sandy destroyed homes and neighborhoods, the city has now begun tearing down structures that were damaged beyond repair. CBS 2's John Slattery spoke with some of heartbroken homeowners.
In the Ocean Breeze section, it was a harsh reality when the grappling jaws of an excavator chewed into the roof of 578 Quincy Avenue.
I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for my sisters, for my mom, who's got no place to come back to.
Ray Weiler watched as a contractor working for the city tore down his mother's home. This is his sister.
I'm not good with this. I mean, this is my childhood. I moved in here at 4 years old. I grew up in this neighborhood.
The October storm that flooded homes shifted some off their foundations. The city issued some 7,500 red tags, can't occupy, and as many as 300 will be torn down. Owners who agreed to it early get it done free, but still, it's emotionally wrenching for the owners.
I understand the house has to come down. It can't be fixed.
A home across the street, the first to come down, is now just rubble. And this house down the street, a rickety bungalow, was next for the jaws of destruction. And many owners are still awaiting payment from insurance companies.
They've sent 2 adjusters, they've sent engineers, but they're not sending money. And that's what we need. We need the money to rebuild.
Some homeowners like Weiler are awaiting approval from the buildings department. Ronnie Loesch lives a block away.
I have to go up at least minimum 8 feet.
These homes, the first of a long list to be demolished, whose loss will change the fabric of old seaside neighborhoods. On Staten Island, John Slattery, CBS 2 News.
The city offered counseling services to those whose homes are being razed to ease the pain of the loss and prepare them for their permanent move. But just as you heard in John Slattery's story, some victims of Hurricane Sandy are still waiting for the money to rebuild from FEMA and their insurance companies. Scott Major is a national disaster insurance expert who's joining us now with some advice on how to move through this very frustrating, painful process. Scott, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's sort of an oxymoron to be called in on this type of thing. You've got some great ideas for when things are really going poorly for people, but it is about being organized and getting expert help.
It is, and it is to understand that you need to be aggressive about your claim and pursue your claim in a way that maybe you're not accustomed to. You're used to just calling up the insurance company and saying, hey, you know, I've got a claim, and then coming out and paying, and New York residents are seeing that's not happening.
It's not happening by a long shot here. You've got some suggestions. First of all, many of us do have more than one insurance company, and it's really important to tell everybody what's going on.
That's exactly right. Just because you had floodwaters doesn't mean that only your flood insurance is involved. This was a substantial wind event. There were high winds involved in this, and your homeowner's policy, your renter's policy, co-op policies, condo policies, these residential policies are impacted. If your foundation is moved, it may have been because of wind. So you have to make sure you also notify those homeowners association type of insurance policies also.
And in the notification, you've got to be able to back up as much as you can with either pictures, words, video. Another suggestion you have, identify pictures, video, and do it over and over again. Every little thing, things that you might think, oh, I already got that. No, keep going.
That's exactly right. And when you realize that if you take a picture and you show it to someone, not everybody has the same view of the picture. If you take 5 different pictures of the same particular angle from different sides, now there's no question they can say, oh, I can tell the difference between those pictures. If you walk around and take video, you know, if you walk around and show that I'm now in my master bedroom in the north wall and my faucet is broken and we're showing the faucet, it's very difficult later on for someone to claim an adjuster or an insurance company, oh, gee whiz, I didn't know what you meant by that. So it's very important to take those extra photographs, to do that extra video, to document and essentially prove what your damages are.
A lot of people now, those who can salvage, are going through the repair stage. That, too, have all that documentation.
It is really important that everything you do, every document you have, has to be put together in a package. If you're doing repairs, for example, you want to notify the insurance companies. Hey, I'm doing repairs. Do you want to come out and look at that beforehand? Do you want to talk to my general contractor? Do you want to talk to my plumber? I'm about to do these repairs, so that they can't later claim, oh, you did repairs and didn't tell us, or you snuck behind our back, or our pictures aren't good enough. This gives them a way of making sure you're maximizing your ability ability to prove your claim and giving the insurance company yet another chance to come out and look at the property.
I'm wondering, too, would you sort of interview those experts who are coming out? I mean, have video documentation as well as whatever paperwork they give you? Is that helpful?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an excellent idea. And I tell people, when an inspector comes out or an adjuster comes out from the insurance company, take your video camera out, walk around with them. Say, I see you're looking at the front door. It looks damaged to me. What do you think? What are they going to say? I'm not telling you. What are they, 5-year-olds? In other words, you're creating a video record of what's going on. Then they can't say, I was out there for 10 hours or I was out there for 9 hours and I looked at everything, when you know they didn't.
All right, and talk about those experts. What types of experts? And all of this, Scott, these are great suggestions, but can be so costly on the front end. But you're saying think of the benefit on the back end.
Yeah, and I have 2 answers for that. And it's very important to understand that you may need things like engineers if you have cracks in your foundation. You may need window inspectors. Many people don't realize that just because your windows aren't broken doesn't mean they're not damaged. An overwhelming majority of the windows here have been ruined because their seals or the parts of the windows which hold it together are damaged. It's important to get the right experts. In terms of expenses, you may have to pay some money, or some law firms will front that money for you. So when you hire the law firm, they'll pay those monies and then get them back from the insurance company.
The follow-up is just as important, too. We always tell our young people, write a thank you letter. It's not quite that, but to, again, say and document the interchange that just happened, write a letter.
You're absolutely right, and it's really important. Everything that is said to you, everything you say to an insurance company, everything an adjuster says to you, every promise that's made, you write a letter. Dear insurance company, I saw the adjuster was out yesterday. We had a delightful talk. He told me that he's giving me $10,000, but my claim is worth well over $100,000. Please let me know when you'll be paying me that well over $100,000. Love and kisses, you. And you keep writing them because after a while, imagine if you had to appeal that decision or take it to a manager. If you have 10 or 15 letters that show you're doing everything in your power to make the property available, to show them documentation, to ask them if I'm missing something, please let me know, and they're not responding, that's a very powerful thing versus you orally saying, oh, yes, I did, and them saying, no, you didn't.
Right, right. Just don't give up, as hard as it is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Scott Major, thank you for being here up from Florida. We appreciate it.
Sure, it's a pleasure.
Offering your national disaster insurance expertise. Coming up here on Eye on New York.